Content warning. Triggering content discussions on gun violence and its impact are featured on this podcast.
But some situations just kill or be killed. And that's just the trauma from being in the streets, trauma from being black. And I really don't want to be taken away from my kids.
The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
The epidemic of gun violence is taking a toll on children.
For black men ages 44 and younger, the leading cause of death is homicide.
I think that the unspoken assumption is that this can't happen to me.
Ask them every day, what are they going to do about gun violence?
Welcome. This is the Source Survivor podcast, and I'm your host, Lynniah Grayson. Today we have with us in the studio an artist, a rapper by the name of Mafi D. You may be familiar with him, and today we'll dive into his story and how he's been impacted. Thank you. Enjoy. Thank you for being here today. Can you please introduce yourself and tell me your life's philosophy or mantra that you live by?
What's going on? My name is Mafi D. I'm a Seattle, Washington artist, music artist. And I live by, man, it's not how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up.
That's good. Why is that just tell me a little bit about why. Why is that your mantra?
Because I done failed more times than I done won. But every time I done won, it made up for all them losses.
Absolutely.
For sure.
The first question I have for you today is, how has gun violence affected you and your community?
I mean, in more ways than one. Me personally, I done been affected by gun violence a lot. I've been shot before. Damn near all the men in my family done been shot. I done lost a lot of homeboys, a lot of partners to gun violence from being shot. Yeah, I've been affected a lot.
Mm-hmm. What's your age? Do you mind sharing your age?
28.
You're 28. How old were you when you were shot?
I was 18. I was 18 when I got shot. You know? You never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really more so like just a shock value for real, you know? For sure.
Like, how old were you when you first were impacted by gun violence?
From birth, honestly. From birth, probably, but just to keep it, like to be exact, probably like 3 when my dad went to prison, you know, because he went to prison for gun violence, and you know, so.
Is he still currently in prison?
Still currently in prison, yeah.
And he's been in prison since you were 3 years old?
Yep, so that's what, 25 years?
25 years.
Yep.
Will he be coming home?
Right now there's no date.
Okay.
Now there's no date, you know, so we keep our chin up and chest out about that, but, you know, he's doing his time like a man, you know what I'm saying? For every action, there's a reaction, right? You know what I'm saying? And if you do something, you got to deal with the consequences of your actions, especially if you living unruly. You know, you doing wrongdoings out here and you get caught up. But right now, yeah, he's, you know, we keeping our heads up about it.
Yeah, I always tell people when I think about how children are impacted by gun violence, you can lose anybody to gun violence one of 2 ways, to either the cemetery or to the penitentiary.
Right.
And so with you growing up with your father being incarcerated, how did that impact you in your relationship with your father?
To be honest, as I'm older now, when I sit back, because I got kids of my own now, you know what I'm saying? And I realized that you make changes for your kids, you know what I'm saying? You make sacrifices for your kids. And when I was younger, I didn't understand what was really going on. I couldn't identify. I just know, okay, I didn't have my dad here. He's in prison. As a kid, I used to look up what he went to jail for. I used to type, and I'm a junior, so it was easy.
How old were you when you started to investigate?
Man, I probably was as young as like 8, 9, 10. So it's really, you know, you be young and parents don't think that kids were nosy as hell. You know what I'm saying? We want to know everything. So I'm looking up things on Google, typing my name in. I'm hearing, you know, he's in jail. And it's popping up. So I always knew what he was in jail for, you know what I'm saying? But as I got older,
But how did that impact you before you go to, as you got older? How did when you seen what your father was incarcerated for? How did that impact you?
At the time, it hadn't really set in because I'm just like, this is still my dad at the end of the day. I don't care. Like, I still look up to him. Absolutely. I still admire him. There's certain ways about him that I still want to be, right? Still want to make him proud. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even remember having I don't remember no memories. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the teaching me how to ride a bike or, you know what I'm saying, the parent-teacher conferences or teaching me how to tie a tie or, being there, sending me off to, winter ball or prom and coming to basketball games, right? That figure that's going to be right there. If you fall down and get up and he tell you, boy, it's good, scrape it off. I had to be the one to tell myself. You get what I'm saying?
Right. So I'm wondering then, and for our listeners, when did the relationship with you and your father, when did you start? Were you talking to him on the phone? Did you do visitations? When did that begin?
So, yeah, we that's the only relationship we've really had that I can remember is over the phone. And I respect my father for that because, as time, progresses, as time go on, you get a life sentence. You can't expect your woman to not live her life. Like, that would be selfish, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So mom had to go do her own thing. And I respect him for still trying to stay present due to his condition. I give him that respect, you know what I'm saying? So we've always talked over the phone. But I feel like we disconnect sometimes because he is a father and he wants to be a father. But there's certain things that, like I said, as I got older, I realized, well, damn, I'm doing all these things for my kids that wasn't done for me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And as a kid, mind you, I keep reverting back because I didn't have kids, so I didn't understand. So I was still naive to what was going on. So I didn't have a reason, or I couldn't identify a reason to be mad at him. But as I got older and I started having my own kids and started making my own sacrifices, started making my own changes, it kind of broke me a little bit because nobody made changes for me.
So did you blame him for the decisions that he made? Or do you feel that he, tell me a little bit more about that. Or not. We can transition.
No,
I can cut this out.
No, we can talk about it. No, we can talk for sure. It's good. I told you I was gonna talk about it. I don't blame him for how he grew up.
Right.
I don't blame him for how he grew up.
Did he have his father?
You know what's crazy? Yeah.
He did?
Yeah. And I asked him those questions, Right. And I'd be like, Dad, how? And he would get stumped up. Because it's like, how you turn out like that and you're in a situation like that and you had your dad, you know what I'm saying? And I'm over here trying to better myself and trying to be in my kid's life, trying to learn from your mistakes, and you wasn't here like that. And he'd just be on the phone and I could tell he's saying things, but he's really trying to find an answer that makes sense. It ain't really making no sense though, not to me at least. Mm-hmm. But, I still love him nonetheless. But yeah, I don't blame him for how he grew up and what he had to do, because I'm sure his upbringing was just as tough as anybody's, probably tougher. I do blame him for not making the sacrifices, though. Certain sacrifices I feel like he could have made, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And as a father now, do you feel that you are making the right sacrifices for your children?
If I'm going to be honest, I feel like I could make a little bit more sacrifices. I could do better, for sure. Mm-hmm.
That's good. My next question, because I know that you're an artist, right? Mm-hmm. And so how do your experience around all the ways in which you've been impacted by gun violence, how does that show up and influence your music and your art?
I mean, if you listen to it, I mean, that's really, I wouldn't say that's all I talk about, but it comes out in the music a lot, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been affected by it a lot. So, and everything in the people that I've lost due to gun violence, they've all been so close. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've had real deal childhood memories, real rub shoulders, real everydays with these guys. You know what I'm saying? And so it really, it comes out in the music a lot.
I see that. I noticed that. And as I think about, I've even seen some of like your music videos where there has been different individuals who you've had collaborations with, music with, you've produced music with, and they were murdered.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about how that's impacted you? And like tell me about the artistry around, because you and Frenchie, you guys put together some powerful visuals.
You know what's crazy? I was just sitting back thinking about this the other day, and you know, it kind of put me in like a worrisome, like depressed state a little bit, because it's like I keep losing people that I started with, or I keep losing people. We was on the same mission, and now you gone. And it's not that you just decided to step away from music or decided to step away from your passion, like you lost your life, or you went to jail, or your name's bad, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot that I feel like I've lost. And I know, shout out to his family, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a bigger loss than I could say I've lost him. But as far as being a brotherhood on the same mission, trying to, you know, having the same goals, you know what I'm saying? I lost him. And that's it damn near sent me into depression a little bit, because I just was sitting back thinking like, damn, you know, we spent a lot of time together, and I can't look back on my journey from when I started to now, and the guys I started with, they ain't here from death though, not because, you know what I'm saying, not because they don't want to be here, but because they was taken. So yeah, that affects me a little bit. Absolutely,
a lot. Yeah. It affects you more than a little bit. Before Frenchie passed away, or before he was murdered, which was recently, and you guys collaborated on how much music did you do together? What did you produce?
We did an album, Mafi D, so we did a joint album together. We did a whole lot of videos, and we did a gang of shows too, you know what I'm saying? So that run, me and French was together damn near like every other day, just knocking shit out, man, trying to figure it out, trying to come together. And I really enjoyed it because I'm from the Central District, he was from the South End, so it really wasn't something that was like, you couldn't have seen that coming.
How did the relationship begin? With you guys being from the other side?
Man, and you know what's crazy? Me and French had problems too back in the day. And I feel like
tell us who Frenchie is. We need to be clear.
Frenchie also, man, South Seattle artist, you know what I'm saying? Born and bred, you know, and yeah, South Seattle artist, man, that's my guy. Rest in peace to Frenchie, two French to be exact. Frenchie also the rap name. But yeah, so what was the question again?
The question is, what was the question? Oh, how did you guys know each other? How did the relationship begin? How did the relationship form?
So, bang, we had problems back in the day. We really never hashed it out. We really came together through the music. That's why I feel like the music changed my life, because a lot of relationships that I got now wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have started doing music. And I grew as a man, as an individual. I had this song called Muscle Up, and I was doing a challenge to anybody who had the best Muscle Up verse, they'll get $100.
That's how you guys' relationship began? Yeah. That is crazy.
And he decided to do it. And he won, and we linked up in the studio. And from that first day we linked up in the studio, we did a song. We did a couple songs, and we was like, bro, why don't we just put together an album and just shock us? And that's how it started.
I can't even believe that. I never would have thought that was a story. Do people know that?
Nah, nobody.
Wow.
Nobody. Nope. Yeah, man, that's my guy.
Thank you for sharing. So how many years were you two in relationship?
Since like 2016, 2017.
And then before Frenchie, who was the last person who you collaborated with around music who lost their life to gun violence?
My bro DH, Doc Holla, for sure. Doc Holla, yep, lost his life a couple years ago. Yeah, that one really hit home though. That was my brother right there.
Right.
Yeah.
How long did you know him?
Since my youth, for a long time. He did a lot of prison time too, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, since youth, since a youngin' for real.
Right. Yeah. And before him?
Frenchie, DH, Hilly and Pablo passed away around the same time, I believe.
Did you do music with both of them? Or
All
you
of
just
them. All of them.
okay?
Everybody I'm naming. The only person I never did music with was Uno.
Okay,
And that was like my childhood friend.
right. Wow. I'm gonna read the status that you posted, cause it's heavy. You said on November 19th of 2023, I've been losing people I got real memories with since 13, 14. Some didn't get to see 21. I'm lightweight numb, but at the same time sick to my stomach because every single person that's passed that I knew, I never would have suspected it would ever be them. I don't want to question my existence, but sometimes I do. It can be me at any time. It can be any one of us. No matter how righteous we live, no matter if you turned your life around or not, when it's your time, it's your time. I had plans with some of the ones I lost now. I got to see through myself. Inshallah, I just hope he keeps me here long enough to kiss my kids' boo-boos. Taking training wheels off their bikes to watch them graduate, it makes me emotional.
Yeah.
Because my daughter doesn't have that. Because her father was murdered.
Right. No, it's real because the ones that's gone, you know, they got kids and they I feel sorry, you know. That's you know, I'm hurt that they gone, but I feel more for them kids.
Absolutely.
They ain't gonna have no father. Like at least, okay, my father might not be here, but at least he can call me. You know?
Right.
At least I can hear his voice. They're not gonna be able to pick and pull from nowhere but mommy and what mommy tell them how their daddy was, memories, pictures, maybe a video, some songs, you know what I'm saying? But what about when they going through real life stuff? Who can they, you know what I'm saying? Who can they go to?
Right. And I want to finish your status though. You know, you say to take the training wheels off their bike, to watch them graduate, their first heartbreaks, for them to only call me because they need gas money or food money. I love who love me for real, because you just never know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I want you to tell me a little bit about.
And that's when I told you I was really like sitting back thinking about him, thinking about Frenchie and running through my thoughts, just wrecking my brain about why I'm still here. And that's really where that status came from. Cause I really was questioning like why, you know, like why am I here? Not that I want to die or anything like that, but it's just like I done lost so many people around me, and I'm just like, what am I still doing here? You know what I'm saying? And it had me looking at myself, looking inside myself, like whatever it is you still here for, you gotta do that. Like
Absolutely.
you gotta accomplish that because.
What do you think that is? It's because
Using my voice. That's not even nothing I even got to think about.
Using your voice in what way?
Using my voice to change my people's lives, to change other people's lives, to change my kids'
Through
lives.
your music?
Through my music. Or through advocating.
Through these platforms.
Through these platforms, for sure. You know, through any way I can be heard.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? For sure, you know, and I feel strongly about that because there was people that was doing it that was around me that can't do it no more. Not by choice, though. You know, so I feel like I'm obligated and I'm lightweight stubborn about it. You know, I'm stubborn as hell about it, for real.
You know, you were impacted so early from 3 years old, you know, and then just losing all the friends that you've lost, family that you've lost. You've survived being shot and you're still here.
Yeah.
And I know you're, like you said, you're looking around like, why am I still here? But it's also clear to you. You just have to focus on that and don't let other things distract you, because it's easy for a black man, especially a young black man. You're under 30.
Right.
Right. I was just telling my cousin, he just turned 28. I'm like, I know a lot of people that didn't make it to 28.
Right. I know a lot that didn't even have kids. Like,
right.
They don't even got a legacy to leave behind.
Right.
They're just gone. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. My next question for you, how did being shot change you? And then let's look at the fact that after you got shot, you start carrying a pistol.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So tell me about what was that like being shot?
If you want me to be honest with you, see, your mind is so warped when you living in that lifestyle. I just thought it came with the game. So at that time, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay, damn, I'm shot. Because right after I got shot, I probably was in the house, my sisters bandaging, my mom helping, everything. But I was right, like, it didn't take that long. I was leaving. I was right back in the streets, right back getting picked up, walking around the hood with crutches, pulling up on the homies. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking, this is just what it is. This shit happens, right? Then, you know, I was still, of course, you know, heavily on bullshit. So, you know, we still got to protect yourself. We still got to protect ourselves. And that's the mind frame I still got to this day. But it's more, how can I put it? I'm not seeking to do nothing to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
After you got shot, were you seeking?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was. Me personally though, I feel like even if it don't got nothing to do with the lifestyle, I just feel like you gotta protect yourself because anything can happen. It could be a road rage incident.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It could be, you know, somebody trying to rob you, or, you know, anything can happen at any given time. And I just feel like you just gotta be prepared for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm definitely pro protection. I don't want nobody out there just going to seek and hurt somebody for
no reason.
You know what I'm saying? For all these frivolous reasons.
Right.
And most of the reasons right now that's going on, there's no foundation behind why you want to hurt this man.
Right. And so you were 18 when you were shot. So when were you incarcerated?
I was like 20. I might have been 20.
So a couple years later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you served how long?
Just a year.
Just a year.
Yeah.
Okay. For the gun charge.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. How did that change you? Being incarcerated for a gun, knowing that you were carrying a gun for protection.
If I'm gonna be honest, none of that changed.
It's okay, be honest.
It didn't really change me a whole lot because it's do or die out here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either not like that, but some situations just kill or be killed. And that's just the trauma from being in the streets, the trauma from being black. And I really don't want to be taken away from my kids.
What is your dad, like your father, who's been incarcerated for over 25 years now, right?
Yeah.
What wisdom or what information, what is he imparting you around gun violence and like through your adolescence? Like, what is his message to you?
He came from the game, so he understands what's going on. And he understands why things are the way they are.
Absolutely.
And he finds fault in himself for why things are the way they are because he pushed that agenda. So right now he's in the penitentiary and he's really sending young men back on the streets with a whole different mind frame because he doesn't want to perpetuate the same cycle, right?
Absolutely.
But for me being a son, he don't want none of that for me. But from his actions, he wasn't here to lead me astray from all that, you know? So I fell right into it, really trying to find that love that I wasn't getting at home, you know what I'm saying? And it was kind of right in my face, you know what I'm saying? But he'll tell me, if you need a gun, if you're going somewhere and you feel like you need a gun, that's not a place you need to be. That's not an area you need to be in.
That's right. It's as simple as that.
Period. He's like, man, if you're going to go and you feel like you need to take this with you, you might need to sit your ass at home.
Period.
And I'd be like, God, I hear you. Yeah. But at the same time, he came from the game, so he does understand why it's happening, why people do what they do, why people carry guns, and why people want to protect themselves, because it's the life.
Absolutely.
You know?
I want to shift and talk about your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you feel like your mother needed What does she need? When your father went off to prison and she was left to raise you, and do you have siblings?
Yep, I got 2 little sisters and a little brother too by a different man.
So she was left to raise
with 3 kids.
with all of you, right? And so, because I know it wasn't easy for your mom.
No, at all, especially dealing with my black ass for sure. To be honest with you, just simply put, she needed a man. You know, she just needed a real man that was gonna be there. A man that didn't perpetuate the same things.
That part.
That would have probably took his time with me, you know, or if you know, or it could have been my dad, but he made the choices that he made. But I feel like she needed somebody with a authority figure that I could have respected, you know.
What was her support system like?
All women.
All women.
Yeah, all women, and you know, women. It's funny. You can correct me if I'm wrong because you're a woman, and I don't mind that. But I feel like for boys, women coddle them. The young men in their family, they get coddled and they get like protected when they should get discipline, and they need that authority, and they need that male figure that's gonna put a little fear in them to not go and do that.
Right.
Every young man needs that. You can't, or else he's just gonna go out of whack. He gonna run. He gonna run over you. He gonna step over you because he know he's gonna be able to do this and get away with it because all the women in his family gonna think, well, his shit don't. Well, they know his shit stink, but that's my baby. He can't do no wrong in my eyes. And it's like, no, he's wrong, and he needs to be disciplined.
And you didn't get that?
No.
So you got away with a whole lot of stuff.
I got away with too much, way too much, and there was there was nothing nobody could do, and I was an angry kid. So nobody felt like they could talk to me, but nobody tried.
So that makes me think about community.
I mean, you know, she tried. You know, there was like the big brother, big sister program.
Did you do that? Did you have a big brother?
I did do that, but I couldn't connect.
Right. Were they black?
No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not like that, but I couldn't connect. And it was like, okay, it's cool. You know, you taking me out to games and we're going out to eat. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm but nah. Because you can't connect with me on what's going on at home.
With my lifestyle.
Yeah, you can't tell me how to navigate my mom. You can't tell me how to navigate my feelings with being without my father. It's cool to, really it was just a bandage over a pothole. Like, okay, you might be taking me away from this situation, but you dropping me off at home, and all I did was have fun. You didn't really tap into my soul like that.
That's good. That's not good what happened, but it's good how you're sharing it because it's making me think about what the current way society and community and systems are set up. What do you think the young people nowadays have access to that you didn't have access to that can help to support them with that? Well, what the life?
Like there's way more youth advocates these days than back then. For sure. Right. That's probably one thing I can think just right off the bat.
And you think that's helpful?
Like
what's helpful when you think about the generation that came after you?
They need some money.
They need some money. They need opportunities.
Yeah, they need some money. Everybody wanna, you know, really if you busy, if you busy doing something, you know you getting paid, and you know you're able to go buy these new shoes that you want, or you're able to go put down on this car, or you're able to go, you know, even if you going to work and you know you might be having a bad day, but you know you going to work and you got 3 people at work that you really with, and you like going to work because you know you're gonna be around them, you're gonna see them. You might not talk to them when you're not at work, but when you're at work, that's your work buddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People need to be in that type of environment, but they also need to just take time to help these guys figure out what it is they like to do. Other than this other shit, because that other shit is easy. That's really the only reason why niggas is doing that shit too.
It's easy access.
Because it's easy. It's easy to be. It's easy to be stupid. It's easy to be an idiot. It don't take much. It don't take no work at all.
I'm wondering what your thoughts are though. Like, at what age do you feel like the young folks are picking up guns and getting active now?
They getting younger and younger.
Right. So if the option is not gain employment, and they're 14, they're 13-year-old shooters.
Their environment,
Mm-hmm.
their home front,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
So you're saying the support needs to come within their household?
For sure.
Absolutely.
That's where it starts.
Absolutely.
That's where it starts, because it's like, damn, they can't escape it. When they go home, it's in their face. When they go outside, it's in their face. It got to start at home first.
So you're an artist,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the music influences the violence too.
Mm-hmm.
All the music nowadays, the rap music, hip hop music. What are your thoughts? Tell me a little bit about that. When it comes to,
It's very contradicting.
it is.
It is very contradicting. I can't even sit here and lie.
That's what I'm saying. Be honest.
Because that agenda does get pushed through the music,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like the ones who, I don't feel like they're pushing the agenda purposely, because I feel like the ones who are talking about it is the ones that come from it, the ones that have lived it. And there are some artists out there that don't come from it at all, and they're just talking about it because they know it's gonna get them $1 and they know it's gonna get pushed. Yeah, it's very contradicting, because I know there's the artists that are taking care of their families and still taking care of their kids, and then they're giving back to the communities that they came from, the communities that they're talking about in the music. But at the same time, it is pushing that agenda that got these kids running around here going crazy. So I do understand that, and I can't, if I'm gonna sit here and be honest, I can't say I got the answer for that.
Right. That's all right.
I can't say I
you
got
don't
the
gotta
answer.
have all the answers.
I can't say I got the answers for that.
So prior to your new album that's about to drop, or is it a new album that's about to drop?
Yeah.
Okay, so prior to that, what's the language around your music? Is it
Prior,
the same thing? Is it like more so?
for sure.
Yeah, more
prior
towards
to,
that.
prior to
self-defense?
that, it was prior to that for sure.
Like, don't try me.
For sure, because I'm not. Yeah, because I don't push that agenda, so I can't. I would feel unauthentic if I was rapping about something that I know I'm not doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking for nothing. I'm not riding around looking for nothing. I don't even preach that to my young. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that, but I'm for sure, if it's coming your way, do what you got to do to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that provides clarity, because I can see that. Hearing your story and what you've been through, it makes sense that that's in your music.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't make sense, is like you said, pushing that other agenda.
Yeah, nah. That ain't my thing.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't my thing. I don't do that.
All right. So what kind of legacy do you want to leave?
What type of legacy I want to leave behind?
Have you thought about that before?
You know, I have, and I feel like I just want to be able to, when it's all said and done, and people think about the name Mafi D, or people think about the name Derrick Jones Jr. The ones that know my backstory, I want them to be like, be able to say, he took the Derrick Jones name, because I'm named after my father.
Your junior.
Yeah, and I took a lot of static from having that name. Like, I couldn't have certain friends. I wasn't able to spend the night at certain friends' houses because of what my father did. So I want the ones who know me to be able to say, he took that name and really turned it around. You know what I'm saying? And I'm taking all them bullets, so my son ain't got to take that, because he's named after me. So, well, we're all named after my
he's
dad.
the third.
He's the third.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for the world, man, I just want to impact anybody's life that I can. You know what I'm saying? And really just put Seattle on the map as a hub as far as musically. You know what I'm saying? And just to show that we're really a talent. And that we're just as talented as any other city or state. Just as Atlanta or New York or LA or California, Florida, Memphis, any other, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got it up here too. I feel like that's the legacy I want to leave behind. And just, some businesses, you know what I'm saying, for people that's really getting out of the penitentiary, that might not have, chances like other folks may have that don't have a bad record, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for sure.
I'm going to give you a statistic, and I want you to let me know how it lands and what thoughts come to your mind and what feelings come up in your body. Knowing that gun violence is the leading cause of death for Black men aged 44 and younger in the United States, what are your thoughts and feelings about that? Like not heart disease, not car accidents, not auto, not anything else, but gun violence, which gun violence is preventable. That's a preventable cause of death, right?
Yeah.
And so looking at it like that through that
but
lens.
You know what's crazy? It don't seem that way.
What do you mean?
It don't seem preventable. Like, I know it's preventable, but even when you said it right now, it had me question it. Cause it's
I
like,
seen a look in your face. You said, is it?
Yeah, because I'm like, is it though? Because everybody got guns. Everybody got a gun. You know, it's sick. It's sick. Sometimes you might not even know who got one. But you just got, it's like, it's to a point right now, you got to think everybody got one. And I don't know if it is preventable, because a lot of these people that are doing the killings are emotionally unstable. You know, and when you're emotionally unstable, you don't got no control over yourself. You're liable to do anything and take something the wrong way. So I don't know if I can agree with that. But that statistic, it automatically, I start thinking about my son, because I don't want him to be around it, involved in it. You know what I'm saying? But I do want him to be educated on it.
But you see the increase though, right? So from the 18-year-old Mafi to the 28-year-old Mafi, like you see the increase in the violence, right?
Yeah.
So it's
only getting worse.
Right. So like when you think about black males in 2023, the fact that the leading cause of death for them is 44 and younger is homicide. In another 10 years, that's more black men, that's more black bodies, right? That continuing to die. Like
it sounds like a genocide type
Yeah,
shit.
I remember reading this article about black men being extinct one day, you know, due to all these different things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I think about just like you having so many friends that were black who passed away, who were killed, who were murdered to gun violence.
That shit kind of made me sad a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got me thinking like, damn.
Right. And then, like you said, you want to use your voice through your artistry, but also through your advocacy. And I'm pushing that advocacy on you some more, right? It's because, like you said, when your son, you have a son and a daughter?
Mm-hmm.
When your son and your daughter, you know, as they grow older and they're around, you know, they're at schools. There's the school shootings that's going crazy now. There's all these different things.
My daughter's daycare actually got shot. Shot up, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So how did that impact her? How old is she?
She's about to be 7.
So my daughter's 7. So yeah, she understands.
Yeah, she do.
So tell me about that.
She was like, Dad, we had to crawl and hide in the bathroom and da-da-da. And I just, you know, I felt insecure about it, because I'm like, damn, I wasn't even there to protect my baby.
And you never thought that would happen.
Ever. I never even thought she would have to endure that, you know, but yeah, man, it can happen at any time. Mm-hmm.
So what do you do for this next generation, or for multiple generations, you know, down the line, in terms of changing this narrative and trying to plant seeds where you can? Because we can't save everybody,
you can't.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, we trying to save ourselves, right? So like when you think about the impact that you want to make and some things, some tangible things that you can really do, what is it that you feel that you can commit to?
I feel like I should just let them explore, not in like an untamed way, but like if I see whatever you feel like you want to do, let's try it. Because you got to find what you love to do now at a young age. It's not, you see these young kids that's in the NBA, they might have been playing basketball since they was 6.
Mm-hmm.
And he might have been boxing since he was 5. She might have been playing soccer since she was 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to let my kids do and try as many sports, as many things as they can, so they can always stay active, so they're not so intrigued to go do other things or have downtime to go do other things. You know what I'm saying? As far as my young partners, the ones that want to be around, because there is the ones that be tired of it. You know what I'm saying? There are the ones that be tired, but they just don't have another avenue to put their energy into. Because again, doing that so easy. It's second nature. You don't gotta work for this. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta study for this. You don't gotta get up and get no money for this. You can just get up and go outside. It's like breathing. You know what I'm saying?
Is that easy?
It's easy. It's easy. So I feel like since I'm doing more over here on another spectrum with the music or with the entertainment or in and out of town, just living life, going out to eat or something, just invite them to do humanly. Like, bro, I don't wake up and hit the block, bro. I wake up and figure out what restaurant I'm about to. Let's go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Let's sit down and talk and be intimate, because right then I'm getting a different you. I'm not getting the you on the block. You know what I'm saying? We sitting down, we eating, we ain't doing nothing. We on our phones, we texting, you know what I'm saying? We can talk about whatever. Let's go work out. Let's go out of town. Hey, bro, I'm about to go out of town. You trying to come with me? I got this show over here. You know, because they all want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably the role that I can commit to for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So then my last question for you as we wrap up will be, what raw, unfiltered message do you want to leave with our listeners today?
Man, don't worry about all this extra shit that's going on here in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Get you some money. Find what you like to do. Get you a woman. Get you a woman, man. Y'all be over there around too many niggas, too much testosterone, man. You need to settle that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Find you somebody good. Go out to eat. Get on a Ferris wheel. Have some fun. Get your toes done. Get your nails done. You know what I'm saying? Do shit that's gonna make you feel good, bro. Do something different. Step outside your body. You only got one life to live, bro. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance. That's what I got for him.
So good to have you today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your wisdom and your courage. There's so much courage. And so thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you.